In this movie, we're going to take a very brief look at the syntax we've learned in this chapter. The two main statements that we learnt were the grant and revoke statements, with which we manipulate the user privileges within the MySQL system. First one is the grant statement, and we grant a specific type of privileges. This can be any one of select, update, delete, drop, insert, and so on. And you can use multiple types if you wish, so select, update, or we can use all to grant all privileges. We can specify particular columns as well if we want to get right down to very specific kind of privileges within tables. Then we use the keyword on, and then we give the table name. We could use the database.table syntax, or we could use database.star to grant privileges to all the tables within a database, or if we want to grant global privileges, we grant star.star. Then we say to, and then the username, and if we wish, we can add a specific host name as well. We separate these two with an @ sign, just like an email address. If we want to specify a password, which is a good idea, for a user when they log on to the system, we simply say identified by, and then we put the password. Must make sure to put quotation marks around the password. You don't need quotation marks around the user or the host name. We specify with grant option to give the user the ability to pass on those privileges that we've just passed to them, to other users. The revoke statement works in a very similar way. We revoke the specific privileges from the specific tables, and instead of saying to, we say from the user at the host name. Now let's move on to the encoding and encryption functions that we use within MySQL. The encode function takes two arguments, the original text and the key with which to encode the data. Decode function works in exactly the same way, except we pass it an encoded piece of text, and then the key is the second argument, and it will output the original unencoded piece of data. MD5 is a one-way encryption, and password is the function that we use to encrypt data within the MySQL database. So all the passwords that are stored in the MySQL system have been encrypted using the password function. In our next movie, we're going to look at the final project for this title.